Hi, I am working on editing this video today and I feel like I needed a little bit more of a proper introduction to what this video is about. So I filmed this video 2 days ago in my backyard, and it's a conversation about what led me to leaving my job as a public school teacher. Super casual conversation, almost feels kind of like a podcast style. So you could totally listen to it while you're doing your laundry, going on a walk, even driving. You don't have to watch the video portion to get the story. And then at the very end of the video, I provide 5 strategies, or I guess steps, that I used to make the shift in career and my life. I'm going to share those 5 steps, the 5 steps that I used to gain the confidence to make this change and get clear on my values in my life, and kind of what led to this next chapter for me as a soon-to-be mom of 2 in her early 30s. If you're new here, my name's Allie. I am making videos, content, writing essays about slow, intentional living. I am a mom, a wife, and a teacher, a yoga instructor living in the Midwest with my family. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love to have you. I am hopefully going to be in a flow of making a lot of videos this summer until baby number 2 gets here in July. I hope you enjoy. I'm outside in my backyard. Summer started on, I guess, officially Tuesday. No, I'll say Friday. Friday was the last day of school. I have been working as a public school teacher for the past 8 years, and I have made the decision to leave my job as a public school teacher. I'm currently working on a video that is like a structured essay that I've been writing in my head for months, but fingers to the keyboard for the past 2 weeks. It's not done yet, it's in the process. But I really wanted to take my time to carefully articulate why I'm leaving and even get clear on it for myself. So that video I'll post will go into a more structured 5 reasons why I have decided to leave public education. I just wanted to process it in a more casual way, like I'm talking to a friend, and maybe someone will feel seen or heard or understood, or find some inspiration to maybe make a shift in their life that they're feeling like they need to make. My feelings of grappling with whether or not I wanted to stay in public education started when I had my first daughter in 2023. And I was trying to decide, like, do I want to be a stay-at-home mom? Do I want to go back to work? My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She stayed home pretty much all through our 18 years of living in the house, and she loved it. I've asked her, I'm like, did you actually love this? And she says that she did love it. So definitely that was something that was on my heart, but at the time it just honestly wasn't feasible for me and my family. I would have gone part-time if my school would have allowed for it, but it didn't. So I ended up going back full-time. I did have a lovely 6 months at home with my first daughter. I took a 3-month maternity leave, and then I had summer break for 3 months, so a total of 6 months, and that was beautiful, and I'm so grateful that I had that time with her. But then I did go back that following August. And I was like, if I'm gonna go back, I am not gonna be miserable about it. Like, I've decided I'm going back. This is what's working for our family right now, and I'm going to give it my all and find the joy in it. And I really do love teaching. It is such a joy for me. I go into flow state often when I am teaching, although I'll talk about that in my essay video, that one of the reasons I'm leaving is because I feel like I get pulled out of flow state all the time. So yeah, I went back, and that first year back was difficult, but I made the most of it, and I had a lot of wonderful students and great experiences. I had a wonderful student teacher that year, and overall it was a really good year. I would say, definitely like underneath the surface, not dealing with stress well in my body. Even as someone who practices yoga and meditates daily, it was like my body just wasn't recovered yet from the whole birth and postpartum, and I was just run dry. I remember sitting in the library one day, and the student was like, I was like meeting with a student, and she was like, "Mrs. Manglio, you seem really stressed." And I was like, "No, I'm not stressed," because I deeply believed that I could cope with it. I could do it. Like, I had the mental power to do it. But no matter how like I got in my brain, my body just was like, this is not working. So I went back the next year, and it was another really good year. Over the summer, I think maybe I'd thought about leaving again, but I was just like, it's not feasible. I can do it. I was still kind of in this like, not denial, but just overriding what my body and my intuition was telling me. It was actually a good year in the sense that I had a lot of the students I had while I was pregnant with my first daughter, and they were sophomores. I had them, and then I had them again as seniors because I taught sophomores and seniors for the past 5 years. And so that was really lovely and special, and I'm glad I got to see those kids through. I picked up transcendental meditation again when I was pregnant with Ayla. So I've just like been in this deep, reflective, kind of like, I want to say spiritual, but like really just like tapping into myself, tapping into like some universal human truths that I think we can oftentimes override and ignore in the thread or like the narrative of productivity. And so I was still in that process, and I had started this YouTube channel, and I had started a blog, and I was writing, which has always been like, since I was a little girl, what I've wanted to do is to write and tell stories and share those stories with other people. And it can be hard to do that for a living. And I love to teach too. Like, I wouldn't be teaching if I didn't love it. That I was never the type of person that was like, I'm just an author at heart and I'm just miserable here teaching. No, I love both. I really do. And so that summer I was like just doing more reflecting, and the beautiful thing about teaching is that you get the summers off, and I was just really able to find like space and presence. And we go to the lake. My husband's family has lake cottages in Wisconsin that we go to every summer. And so the summer when we went, I was like, I'm literally going to stay off social media the entire time. I just want to be present with my family. And I was, and it was beautiful and magic and such a good time and so relaxing and restorative. And then when we were driving home, I had been planning to send Ayla to daycare at the school where I teach. And when we were driving home, I just had this like wash come over me of like this deep intuitive knowing, like I cannot send her to daycare at the school I work at. There were days I walked into that school and I felt afraid. I felt afraid for my safety. And I was like, how can I send my daughter to a place that doesn't feel safe? And so, yeah, I just like had this deep knowing. I knew it. That summer, I also started teaching at a new yoga studio. And I met some new people and I reconnected with some people that are yoga teachers in my area that I've known and practiced with for some time. And one of the girls that I teach yoga with was talking to me about this school where she sends her kids in town. And I had known about it because I know some acquaintances or like casual friends with some people who send their children there. And I had just seen them posting great things about the school. One of the really cool things about the school is that it is partially an outdoor school. And when she was telling me about it, I was like, I don't know, how would I get hired there just because I want to? And I also still had a lot of attachment to the work that I put in at the school that I was at. I was teaching a college level writing class and I had put a lot of time and creativity into the way I taught that class. And I was really proud of the way I taught that class. And I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to let this go and give it away to somebody else. Like it's kind of the prime position to be in. A lot of teachers desire and want to teach upperclassmen, and that was largely what I was doing. So I wasn't sure. And then school started, and the second week back, I got COVID. I could not seem to stay well at that job. And I know that having a toddler and being a school teacher is going to bring about much more germs. But my truth and experience was that I just could not recover. I could not recover working at that school for some reason. My body just was not doing well. And I just remember when that happened, I was like, I think this is a sign to listen to my body. So is it like bad to take this off? Oh, I just feel like this is a sign. I had been that summer, I'm really into meditation and yoga and mindset stuff, but I had some pretty hard days over the summer where I just wanted to start praying because I felt like the meditation and the mindset stuff was kind of keeping me at a halt because I was expecting so much of myself, and I just wanted to fall on something else to help support me. Why I think this would be more comfortable, not sure, but here we are. This is my dog, Portia. I just took some magnesium too. Oh, I started praying that summer, and it just felt good to not have to be like, I gotta conjure up all this willpower and strength within myself, but like to just trust that there is something bigger beyond us that's listening, that will carry us through good times and hard times. So I was like, you know what, even if I don't get a job at this school, which I kind of doubted, I don't know if this is possible. I would love to send my children there. So I emailed and asked if I could come and visit. And I came during a time that they were at their outdoor intensive in the fall. It was October. They do a 3-week outdoor intensive in the fall and then another one in the spring. And when I got there, I honestly, it sounds so cheesy, but I had tears in my eyes kind of pulling up, because I went to a summer camp for a month at a time in the Appalachian Mountains growing up, and it kind of just was bringing back those feelings of like being out in the woods and being in nature. Yeah, it's funny now I'm thinking about it. I grew up Jewish, and the camp I went to was a Jewish religious sleepaway camp, and so we did a lot of talking about God and celebrating the Sabbath, and felt like very akin to those feelings of like being with something bigger than us, like awe and beauty, and it just felt really right. And so my visit was lovely. I loved, pretty much everything that I saw. And so when I left, I wrote a email message to the principal saying that I was interested in sending my daughter there, and if there was a list I wanted to get on the wait list, and that I was a teacher myself, and if I ever had an opening, I would love to talk more. And so she emailed me back and said that they might actually have an opening in the fall. And so it kind of just all unfolded from there. I went through the interview process. During the interview process, I found out that I was pregnant with this second baby. So I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, like, what do I do? I didn't want to disrespect them or their time, but I just kind of like prayed on it and was like, you know what, if it's meant to be, it will be. I have to, be honest, and it'll be okay if it doesn't come through for me. I told him I ended up getting the job, and so I am leaving public school to go teach at a private school. It's an outdoor Waldorf school, and I'm sending my daughter there in the fall as well, and I'll start sometime in the fall after I'm supposed to have this baby at the end of July. And I feel really, 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 really at peace about everything, and just like really overwhelmed with gratitude for that things unfolded as they did for me. It's a beautiful school. I'm so excited to offer them my area of expertise, and also learn from the other teachers there at the same time, because they have different experiences teaching than I do. But yeah, I'm writing this essay, and it will go more in depth about more like concrete education-based reasons that I've made this decision, and like what my educational philosophy and parenting philosophy is. So if you're interested, that will, and I've tried to include a lot of just like books that I've read and things that I've studied in my own time, like in addition to my anecdotal experience, which is what this is, but anecdotal experiences are important too. So yeah, I've been nervous about making a video about this, because I know that a lot of people, everyone in America, for the most part, sends their kids to school or is required to provide education for their children by the law. And so a lot of people send their children to public school, and it's amazing that we have a public school system in America like we do. There's been a lot of, I don't know if controversy is the right word, but like hot button topics when it comes to public school. And I don't ever want to come on here and be telling you are like professing that my way is the way, or like heed warning about things that you shouldn't do. This is just a choice that I've made for myself and my family that feels super aligned and right. And I think the biggest lesson, maybe takeaway, and I hope to keep talking and sharing on here. I really want to, and I think what I need to accept is that I'm probably gonna do, it's not gonna be perfect. There might be like 5 different outfit changes, like my belly might be hanging out, I don't know. If I want to share, if I want to do this, I just have to do it, and it can't be perfect. But yeah, I think the biggest takeaway or lesson I would say is that it's really not haul your kids out of public school, and it's not leave your job, but rather I think what I'm most proud of myself is for just like believing in myself, and also being real and honest with myself about what wasn't working for me anymore, for being open to possibility, to also not being so urgent. I mean, it's been 3.5 years since I had my first child, and when I was pregnant, so even 4 years ago, I started thinking about this, and it's taken that long for this change to happen. And I'm also really proud that I enjoyed the time I did have in the years leading up to this between having Ayla. I mean, I've learned so much. I made so many great relationships. I learned a lot about myself. I lost some relationships too, which can be hard, but I think it's just a natural part of it all as we evolve. And so yeah, I don't know, nothing like super this is what to do or how to make a change, although, oh, I did write that stuff down. Maybe I'll do that. Okay, I will go over this. This is actually good. Okay, so I wrote how to build your confidence to align your life with your values. And I broke it down into 5 steps. I'm just gonna read them off. If they're helpful for you, I would say this is like the steps I took to make this change. So the first one was you need to know what your values are. Before you can make a change, you need to know what you value or what you desire or what you want or what you don't like. So I said one really great way to like get clear on what you value and what you desire is to journal out your perfect day from the moment you open your eyes until the moment you close them. Not what would be cool to others, but like full send, what do you want to be doing? Sometimes I'll get caught up in this. I'm like, am I like lame that my desire is to build a house, like 5 minutes from where I live right now and just do yoga and write and hang out with my family all day and not travel abroad on private jets? But that is my heart's desire. So like my heart's desire isn't really to travel all the time on private jets. Maybe that is somebody's, but when I think of my perfect day, it doesn't involve that. So not what other people would like perceive as cool, but just like how do you genuinely want to spend your day? And then my old school suggestion would be to reread what you wrote and to circle like values that come up. My new school hack, which I'm like, maybe I shouldn't admit this, but here we go, would be to like, don't journal this through AI. Like you journal it down on paper. And then to plug it into ChatGPT and ask it, can you analyze this and tell me what my values are based on how I've described my perfect day here? And this is if like you're really struggling to know what your values are. Some people might be super clear on it already. I was really clear on it. I did enough reflecting. I didn't have to do it this way, but I have done this before, with some other things, like trying to get clear on some things. Can be a slippery slope, I know, so be mindful. But it is kind of cool to like have it reflected back at you. You could also do it with a trusted friend if that's more your speed. Number 2 is to look at how you spend your day now. What do your days look like now? And this you need to do yourself. You can't AI this ish, but you don't need to do anything. You could go get in your pool in your backyard right now. Look at how you spend your day and circle what doesn't align with the values that you identified in the first journaling prompt. So step 1 is uncovering what you value through your perfect day. Step 2 is looking at your current days and uncovering what doesn't align with those values. Step 3 is, I wrote be, do, have. So it's probably honestly 4 years ago, I was in the bath one day listening to a meditation on Insight Timer. And the meditation was literally called Be, Do, Have. And it was this idea of moving from lack to abundance. And it was described to me so well. In Eastern philosophy, there's tends to be more of a be, do, have philosophy, whereas in Western philosophy and culture, we tend to have a have, do, be philosophy. So how I would easily describe that is in the West, we often think I have to have the money to switch jobs to be the person I want to be. In order to do something, I need the material thing and then I'll be who I want. But that is an endless cycle. And I'm not anti-capitalism, but that is, essentially what that's our consumer society is built on. Feeling like we need things in order to be something, material things. But in the East, meditation described it was that first you become the thing, then you do the thing, and then you have what it is you desire. So you're not waiting for the material thing to come. You are becoming who you think that material thing will make you in the present moment. And then you start living in alignment with that. And then your life starts to shape around that. I mean, I guess it could be a little frustrating, but for me, it was kind of freeing to think like I don't have to wait on these resources or experiences. Or, I don't know. I do think that we need experience matters. I'm saying that as someone who's had a lot of student teachers. Experience matters, but you don't have to wait years and years or count on a certain amount of money or time to be who you want to be. You can just start showing up that way. And it can sound like, okay, cool, but like, how do I do that? I have really practiced doing this by using a technique called askformations. I think I go over this in a couple other videos. It would take a way long. This video will be way too long if I go into it right now. But if you want to know how I do this, just comment or message me and I'll either link another video I have or send you. So get clear on your values. Get clear on how your days are misaligning with those values. Be, do, have. Number 4 is to pray, meditate, and find stillness. The answers will come without force and without searching. Oftentimes, I really think, I've been thinking about this a lot in relation to birth lately because I'm about to give birth again, took a birth class and been listening to some podcasts and reading books and meditating on it. Birth becomes more complicated when we overthink it and our body braces against it. But when we just trust that it'll come and we don't try to force it or intellectually search for the answer, the baby is born. So the same thing. Find something that allows you to trust the process, whether it's praying, meditating, finding stillness. the outward searching in other people or material things for the answers doesn't work. I would say maybe the only outward searching that does work is going by yourself in nature and going on a walk and looking at the trees, and answers will come. Yeah, the answers will come. And then number 5 I have, which I kind of already said, is trust the process. No, it doesn't happen overnight for anyone. It isn't easy for anyone. No, it is, though, although not easy, absolutely possible. Always take the next right step and easily forgive yourself when you don't, is what I have here. So yeah, as my husband used to tell me, and I used to get so annoyed at him, good things take time. I feel like becoming a mother has made me realize that you can't just get pregnant and then skip the pregnancy. You have to go through the whole 9 months full of the ups and downs during that 9 months. So it's the same process with most things in life. And so yeah, just trusting that, and also finding comfort in that. You might be sitting here being like, oh, so easy for that girl, but it really wasn't. And it took time, and I had to have a lot of trust, and just let that be inspiration that you can make changes too. For most of us, hopefully, we have a really long life. I mean, I'm 33. If you're watching this, you're probably around maybe my age too. There's so much life left. I think sometimes we might have the mindset, or I can get caught in this of well, it's going to take a long time, so why even do it, because it's going to take a long time. But I mean, if I think about it, I'm making a career change at 33. That's so young. I have so many years left, and I'm so excited to see what comes of working at this new school. Okay, so anyways, I feel like I'm gonna intro the video and outro it right here. If you're new here, my name is Allie, and I'm a mom, a wife, a teacher, a yoga instructor, a writer living in the Midwest, making videos about slow, intentional living. My longer essay style video is coming soon. I hope to get some footage for it this weekend and maybe finish writing over the next couple days. If you stayed to the end, I appreciate you so much. This is life-giving for me to do this and talk in this way. So I hopefully will do another more casual one next week, along with that other video that I am working on now. So more soon. Okay, also, by the way, I'm going to show you the pool I'm talking about, because I just want to be honest on here. Literal backyard kiddie pool that I will be sitting in. That's the cover on a disc golf basket. All right.